every few years you see that leftists and Democrats put up Jay-Z and Beyonce at every election cycle. They're throwing concerts because they have understood that we begin to idolize these people. We begin to idolize the music, and we say, okay, well, if Beyonce says I'm with her, then of course I must be with her too. That is the thought process. The rappers and the singers become mom and dad, which is a huge problem, and something that I understood had to be disrupted. If you guys want to know why a 7-word tweet broke the internet, it's because culture and politics are not supposed to mix in this way, especially when we're talking about with conservative ideas. She says, capitalism, that is white supremacy. That's a really scary place to be when capitalism and free markets are being considered white supremacy on campus, not only because she's saying it, but because she has professors that are backing her up. These students actually believe that socialism is the answer. They can't tell you why there are people fleeing from Venezuela to get to America. It makes absolutely no sense, but this is what you're sending your children to when you send them to these universities. Perhaps racism is being used as a theme to turn black people into single-issue voters. Every single day on the television, we saw Black Lives Matter protesters. By the way, has anybody seen Black Lives Matter on CNN since the election ended? I haven't. I can't find them because guess what? Once the election is over, they no longer need to use black people like mules to bring them votes, and that's exactly what's going on. As a black American, as an American period, we couldn't be living in a more privileged time, and yet CNN is trying to sell me my own oppression. So I shoot this video and I basically say, am I the only person that, relies on their own experience to dictate what might be going on in the world? Am I the only person that can get up in the morning and go to Starbucks and a white person makes me my latte and they say, have a nice day. And then I go to the gym and I've got a Spanish guy who hands me my towel and he says, have a nice day. I'm living in a pretty okay place until I turn on CNN. And I get a text message from somebody in London, and it's a screenshot of a tweet, and it's from Kanye West, and it says, I love the way Candace Owens thinks. So I think the guy's pranking me because it's like the one person that I've said something about, and I don't understand, but I instantly get this surge of electricity, and I try to get to Twitter to check to see if it's real, and my hands are shaking. Obviously, I can't get to the Twitter account because my hands are shaking. And I go and I check Kanye's account, and there it is. It actually says, I love the way Candace Owens thinks. So I did the next best thing to napping. I cried hysterically. You gotta toughen up. And when people are able to strap you to the existence of being a victim, when people sell you that being a victim is a brand that is cool, they can control you. And that's what we see happening in so many different communities. You can be gay and not be a victim. You can be black and not be a victim. What we're seeing spreading like wildfire is a victor mentality. The idea that you can overcome anything that you've lived through, that you can overcome what I've lived through, that I can overcome being in a small apartment with my siblings that had roaches, visiting my uncles in prison, living through what was classified as a hate crime when I was in high school. I can overcome all of that and stand on this stage in front of 550 people and talk about all the things that I want to accomplish, to give up my past because I believe in my future.